God is attracted to motive. God is attracted to the unselfish motive. Jesus literally, guys, listen to this, raises his hand in heaven and says, I'll die for the sinners on earth. He's in this brilliant place, glorious place that is perfect. Literally, this place that he's in is allergic to imperfection. I mean, he's in a place where there's healing and deliverance and gold and angelic beings. He's in a beautiful place. And he volunteers and said, I'll die for every sinner on earth. Totally detached from the situation, but yet attaches himself. God is attracted to the person who attaches themselves to the thing that they are detached from and have really truly no reason to have to do it, but have decided that they would intercede for somebody else. Abraham did the same thing. A messenger comes to Abraham and tells him that his nephew Lot is in trouble. Abraham wipes the sleep out of his eyes, gets up, gets his boys, and they go to get Lot out of captivity. Has nothing to do with Abraham. He's totally detached from this situation, but yet he attaches himself to something that he's not connected to, because his heart was in the right place. David comes out of nowhere. Everybody is scared but David. Goliath is talking noise, and David totally detached from a situation, not even a soldier in the army to fight Goliath, not the king to fight Goliath. He just saw an opportunity that he was detached from, but yet attached himself so that God could get the glory. You have David that attached himself to a situation that he was detached from. You have Abraham that attached himself to a situation that he was detached from. You have Jesus that attaches himself to a situation that he was detached from. And in every single one of these situations, all of these people were good where they were. But they decided to insert themselves in a situation because the necessity demanded it. Many of us in our lives, there are places where the necessity demands that somebody steps up. Listen to that. Necessity demands that somebody step up. Who is the person who's going to do it? Who's going to step into this situation? Some of you feel the pressure now. Necessity is demanding that you step up. Necessity is demanding that you step up and that you be a mentor to a situation that you're detached from, but yet you're going to attach yourself to it because necessity demands that somebody steps up. I want to encourage somebody today. You know, the most powerful thing about this, and this is where I really wanted to go with this, so please, I hope that you've stayed long enough to hear this part. The most powerful piece about every single one of these situations, with David stepping up to fight Goliath. Remember, he's detached from the situation, but yet he attaches himself because necessity demands that somebody does something. Abraham goes and fights in a battle that has nothing to do with him. Then you have Jesus, who volunteers from heaven and steps in, and while we were yet sinners, he died for us. In the midst of every one of these moments, what they all have in common is an uncommon connection to God. Some of you have been praying for an uncommon connection to God. And he is asking you, when was the last time you inserted yourself into a situation that demanded there was a necessity that demanded that someone step up and you've only ignored it. Guess what? In that place where there is a necessity that's demanding that someone steps up, God's presence is in that moment. Do you not know that God, I believe this, that God breathed on the rock that David used in the slingshot to hit the forehead of Goliath? I believe that God breathed on that. No armor, no skill set. All David has is this history with God, where the God gave him the strength to fight and protect the sheep from lions and from bears. And here it is, he's in this moment. And when he uses the slingshot, I believe that rock sinks into the head of Goliath because God breathed on that rock. Abraham, with 318 men, go and fight 4 kings. I'm telling you, God breathed on that moment. And then you have Jesus, who somehow or another wraps himself in flesh, comes down here on earth and walks through a series of events where that he would be spat on and beaten and betrayed and denied and wear a crown of thorns and be mocked and be laughed at, be in between two thieves, watching somebody below him gamble his clothing. But yet he had the strength to do that. There was a necessity that demanded that someone step up. And guess what? God's presence was unusual in every one of those situations. Literally, the whole earth responded to Jesus' death. God was with Abraham, and God was with David. And guess what? As you decide to step up, because the necessity is demanding that someone steps up, as you do that and begin to put yourself in the shoes of others, as you begin to insert yourself in situations that you don't have to, God is saying, as you esteem others as higher than yourselves, and you connect and you intercede for others, and you cry with others, and you grieve with others, and you hurt with others, and you touch others that you don't have to touch, God is saying you will experience an unusual presence of Him in your life. You want an uncommon presence of God in your life? You want to feel Him? You want to experience miracles in your life? Step up, because guess what? Necessity demands that somebody steps up. And I'm asking today, is it you?